Welcome to the biggest action in Formula One. We start with the Miami Grand Prix, where Kimi Antonelli delivered a mature performance, successfully resisting the challenge from Lando Norris to extend his lead in the Drivers' Championship. We dive deep into how this young Italian navigated a thrilling race, fighting tooth and nail for every position on the track.
Stop using your finger for notes, sketches, and edits. This Jam Jake stylus pen gives your iPad a smoother, more precise writing feel with palm rejection so your hand can rest naturally on the screen. It charges fast, works for hours, and comes with replacement tips. Perfect for school, work, or creative projects. Check the link in the comments to grab it on Amazon.
Next up, we look at the intense drama surrounding Kimi Antonelli's triumph. Discover how the 19-year-old Italian overcame a fierce battle with Lando Norris to clinch a third successive victory and significantly extend his title lead, showcasing incredible resilience against the reigning champion. Then, we explore the chaos of the race itself. We break down the wild events at the Miami Grand Prix, including Max Verstappen's spin, the crash involving Hadjar and Gasly, and the incredible maneuvers by Oscar Piastri and Charles Leclerc to snatch podium spots in the aftermath. Finally, we wrap up with the official results. See the full breakdown of the F1 2026 Miami Grand Prix race results, confirming Kimi Antonelli's historic fourth straight victory and the final standings after a truly unforgettable showdown. Kimi Antonelli secured a dominant victory at the Miami Grand Prix, successfully resisting a serious challenge from Lando Norris to extend his lead in the Formula One Drivers' Championship. The race was characterized by intense battles and strategic maneuvers. Early on, Antonelli momentarily relinquished the lead to Charles Leclerc, with a safety car sequence interrupting the opening laps. Lando Norris struggled to maintain pressure, as Antonelli effectively neutralized his threat through strategic overtaking. Meanwhile, the rest of the field experienced significant chaos, including incidents involving Oscar Piastri, Charles Leclerc, and George Russell. The race saw several dramatic moments, including Verstappen's early struggles before a significant fightback, and a chaotic period during the safety car period involving multiple retirements and incidents. As the race progressed, Norris eventually surged into the lead on lap 13, but Antonelli managed to hold a strong position. In the final stages, Antonelli executed a decisive move, taking the lead from Verstappen at turn 11, with Norris attempting a comeback that ultimately fell short. Antonelli coasted to a commanding third consecutive win, further solidifying his championship advantage. The race concluded with a mixed result for the chasing pack, including a podium finish for Oscar Piastri, while the Ferrari faced significant damage, with Russell and Verstappen ultimately securing high placements at the finish. Kimi Antonelli secured a third consecutive victory at the Miami Grand Prix, successfully holding off Lando Norris to extend his lead in the championship standings. The Italian driver managed to gain an advantage during the pit stops, extending his lead to 20 points over teammate George Russell. Antonelli's momentum was significant, following a run of success that included a third successive pole position and race win, marking the first time an Italian has achieved this feat since Alberto Ascari in 1952. This surge came after an enforced 5-week break for the team due to race cancellations in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia caused by the Middle East conflict. Lando Norris, who had triumphed in the sprint race, struggled to close the gap on Antonelli despite a strong performance in his upgraded McLaren. Meanwhile, Max Verstappen faced setbacks, suffering a first-lap spin that ultimately cost him a fifth-place finish, with Oscar Piastri finishing third. The race itself was complicated by weather concerns. Sunday's event was delayed by 3 hours due to forecasts of thunderstorms, although early morning lightning gave way to clear skies before a 40% threat of rain loomed. The on-track action was intense, featuring a tight battle at the start where Verstappen and Antonelli locked up, and a dramatic sequence involving a safety car period where Gasly suffered a significant crash. During the race, Norris surged past Leclerc to take the lead, but the threat of rain complicated strategy calls. Antonelli executed a strategic undercut on the leader, Russell, allowing him to maintain his strong position. As the race concluded, Antonelli demonstrated his capability as a title contender, with Norris acknowledging the result while expressing disappointment over missing a win in Miami. Kimi Antonelli achieved a historic Formula One victory at the chaotic Miami Grand Prix, securing his third consecutive win and significantly boosting his early championship lead. The 19-year-old Italian demonstrated remarkable resilience, resisting late pressure from reigning world champion Lando Norris in his improved McLaren. After an opening stint marked by lead changes, Antonelli successfully gained track position on Norris during pit stops. Despite reporting throttle and gear issues, Antonelli maintained a close battle with Norris for the final 20 laps, running nose to rail for much of the race. This triumph marks a historic milestone, as Antonelli becomes the first driver in F1 history to convert his first 3 pole positions into victories. The Miami race itself was defined by significant on-track incidents. The event began with chaos as Max Verstappen spun while vying for the lead, followed by a crash involving Hadjar and Gasly being flipped, leading to an early safety car deployment. In the ensuing scramble, McLaren's Oscar Piastri secured the final podium spot, overtaking Ferrari's Charles Leclerc on the penultimate lap, who managed to recover from a major spin. George Russell finished fourth, suffering damage to his car after battling with Verstappen and Leclerc. Russell's weekend proved challenging, as he trails Mercedes teammate Antonelli by 20 points in the championship. Max Verstappen's strategy to run long after pitting under the safety car ultimately proved unsuccessful, resulting in a 5th-place finish, ahead of Leclerc's struggling Ferrari. Verstappen is now facing a post-race investigation concerning a potential line crossing at the pit exit. Lewis Hamilton had a solitary 7th-place finish after an early collision with Franco Colapinto, who achieved his best-ever F1 result by finishing 8th for Alpine. The Williams team secured a double points finish, with Carlos Sainz and Alex Albon completing the rest of the top 10. Aston Martin also achieved its first double-car finish, with Fernando Alonso finishing 15th and Lance Stroll 17th. Kimi Antonelli claimed a decisive victory at the Formula One Miami Grand Prix, securing his 4th consecutive win in a compelling race. The triumph came after an intense, race-long contest against reigning world champion Lando Norris, who drove for the McLaren team. The battle between the two drivers was described as thrilling, culminating in Antonelli's successful challenge to Norris. The results from the event are now available for detailed review.